Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today for this show is Ishan Shahane, Shomik Chakravarti from Kanpur, and Debashish Sen. Shomik, over to you first. There's no rain, right? No more rain threat in Kanpur.
Absolutely no rain. It's sunny. The Indian team and the Bangladesh teams, they are uh, they are having their pre-game warm-ups. Absolutely, uh, stay set for a cliffhanger of a final day of the series. I mean, if India can chip in with a few early wickets, this Test match will be very very exciting, very exciting, and all credit to Rohit Sharma. All credit to Rohit Sharma, the way he has set things up. But we will come to that later.
That's quite relieving to know that there's no rain because we can't take any more rain now. It's more than enough. But Ishan, we spoke about India's batting yesterday. The way that Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma all batted with strike rates through the roof. It was almost like they were redefining Test batting, breaking all records, fastest 50, 100, 200. Do you think they can register a win today?
I think it's definitely possible, Gagi. I think definitely it's possible. I think the first step will be to get those wickets first up, try and get some more wickets. Early breakthroughs will be the key importance out here. If they manage doing that, Gagi, and if they get Bangladesh, under some trouble early on, then you never know because, they crumbled again yesterday and I'm pretty sure they will crumble again today because they understand what it would mean to lose a test match from here. So I think that pressure itself will be so much on this Bangladesh side where it's going to be very difficult for them to handle. And knowing this Indian side, all of them like batting, all of them like playing the shots. And I think generally this is where I feel the T20 game might have had a benefit because of the T20 game, no team is ever underconfident of chasing any total down. So with the batting that this Indian team has, if Bangladesh don't manage piling enough runs, I think India has a big chance of winning this game and this test match. So it's going to be interesting to see. But again, the importance here, Gaki, is early wickets. If Bangladesh obviously stitches a partnership, it gets a little difficult. But if India manages to get some breakthroughs early on, then you never know. I think India has a big chance.
They definitely do, and Devashish though full on believes it because he said yesterday that 200% we're getting a result today. And Devashish, what do you think? How do you see this game playing out at this point? It's all about the early breakthroughs, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously Bangladesh are still trailing by 26 runs. So it will be an uphill task, but key for Bangladesh will be to spend time. Means that the more time they spend, not partnership won't matter because key will be to spend time. The more they bat in the middle, the less time India will get. But given that way India batted in the first innings, I think it will be very difficult. But the key for India will be to get Bangladesh bundled out for as low total as they can, and which I think they should because given the way Ashwin bowled towards the end, he, uh, it will be very challenging. And so obviously Mominul Haq has been the standout performer for Bangladesh. The way he batted in the first innings, played some wonderful shots, taking on the spinners. But then the other batters has been, yes, to some extent, Litton Das was aggressive. He batted with a positive intent before he got out. But then other batters will have a tough ask against the Indian bowler, especially on day five. Ashwin and Jadeja will be too hot to handle.
Totally. And Shomik, I think we still haven't talked enough about the way that the Indian team batted yesterday. Rohit Sharma with those shots, Yashasvi Jaiswal strike rate, and KL Rahul as well. We had all of us were pretty critical of KL Rahul for the way that he batted in the first match. But this is a very positive turnaround for KL.
Yeah, Gargi. As far as KL is concerned, more on him later. But yesterday, the star of the show, the leader of the pack was Rohit Sharma. I mean, when in the first session when India bowled, That Mushfiqur Rahman's wicket was his wicket, although Bumrah bowled a brilliant delivery and Mushfiqur shouldered arm. But you need to follow the setup. Rohit brought in five slips and made him tentative, made Mushfiq tentative about playing deliveries in the channel. So he was always uncertain whether I would play it or I would leave it. And he decided to leave one and lost his off stump. That was the first breakthrough. Then Rohit provided inspiration in the field by taking a blinder to dismiss Litan Das. It was a blinder. Then, when India batted, he said that on back-to-back sixes to start with. Have you ever seen an opener in a Test cricket? I mean, starting off with back-to-back sixes. I can't remember. So, I mean, this is the whole thing. The whole thing. India's batting panned out in their captain's image. He said that on. If he would have played out a maiden to start with, India wouldn't have showed that intent. Although, of course, it was a collective decision to take the game forward, like Morley Mortal said at the post-match press conference yesterday. But if your captain leads from the front, that sets a fantastic example. Now coming to KL Rahul, when he is liberated, he can play like that. But more often than not, he is not liberated while playing his innings. That's the difference. He is a very good player. We all know that. And I'm a little. I mean, I still think he should have taken that catch towards the fag end of the day yesterday, and but Sadman got a reprieve. But when KL Rahul is liberated, he has the majority of shots in the book, but the majority of times he is unfortunately not liberated while batting.
Yeah. Ishan, your thoughts on the way that India batted yesterday?
Dominating Gagi. I think great point by Shomik that Rohit Sharma really set the tone. But I think yes, that was the template that was set, and it was good to see KL Rahul also come out of his shell, because we all know what kind of player that he is. We've seen those innings in the IPL. We've seen some fantastic blistering knocks. Unfortunately, we didn't see too much of it lately, but really good to see him come out of the shell, get those runs, and overall a dominating performance. In Jaiswal's inning as well. I think Jaiswal, the way he's been playing, the shots, he's got a very clear mindset. It seemed like the batters who went out to bat yesterday had a very clear approach of how we want to take this game ahead. At times you might be indecisive, you might not be too sure what you want to do or the shots that you want to play, but it seemed like all the batters yesterday seemed like very confident of what they were doing, and they knew exactly how they wanted to take this game ahead. So definitely, I think the game plan was set, and we can clearly say that the Gautam Gambhir era is here along. I think because Gautam Gambhir's approach might be one of those reasons as well, taking the game ahead, being the aggressive in nature. So I think it's clearly one of his tactics as well. But definitely, this is, I think, what any team would have done in that sort of situation to be ahead in the game. And India, knowing that they have the batting, which can put Bangladesh on the back foot, that's what they did exactly. And if you saw the Bangladeshi team in the first 6 to 7 overs, they were completely down. The morale was down. They didn't know what was happening, and the game was already taken away from them. Obviously, they managed coming back in between, but this well and truly could have been an even further lead, and Bangladesh would have been completely out of this game. And I mean, they already are, but India would have been in a position where win could have easily been a possibility.
Devashish, your thoughts on the batting?
I think it was as for me the set was the tone was set by Rohit Sharma, and I was very impressed with the way Yashasvi has batted means in this innings. Means obviously playing those aggressive shots, and he has done so across the formats, and given the way Rahul also batted means with a strike rate of 158, and given the pressure he was in after the first Test match, and to be coming out and playing the manner in which he did, that speaks volumes of his potential. At times, it is a bit baffling when he goes into the shell with his approach. But this is what KL Rahul is all about. I mean, when he's at full flow, it is a real trick to watch, and that is what he displayed yesterday. And obviously, and it augurs well. But I just like to differ from Ishan. He said that with India, it's heartening to see the approach of Gautam Gambhir era, but will India be able to take the same approach against Australia? I am really, really interested to watch what India's approach will be when they take on Australia in the upcoming Border Gavaskar Trophy. Means that will be a real test for the Indian team.
I think that's an interesting point that you brought up, Devashish, and something I'd like to further ask Shomik as well. He's right when you say that will India be taking this approach on against Australia? Is this, are we seeing this because this is Bangladesh and this is Kanpur? Will we see this in Australia in the MCG? What do you think?
No, you play to situation and conditions. Australian bowling lineup: Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, Josh Hazlewood. I mean, they have a world class Nathan Lyon. They have a world class bowling attack, and also Australia under, even if India start an assault, you don't expect big teams like Australia to panic. Yesterday, what happened? Bangladesh panicked, and they, I mean, after 3 4 overs, nine players were manning the deep field. So, and the, both on leg side and offside. Now, if you are if you are trying to have a specific strategy, you back one side of the field. Suppose you are asking your bowler to bowl wide outside the off stump, you are backing the offside. You are backing the deep field on the offside. But when you are backing the entire arena, which means you are unsure which way your bowler is going to bowl, you are just you are, I mean, setting your field for bad deliveries. So obviously, Australia is a completely different ball game altogether. But for the time being, you play what is in front of you. That's it. And yesterday, what India showed was the very epitome of selfless cricket. Personal milestones, everything has been thrown out of the window. You play to a cause. You play to your team's cause. That's the message.
We have a comment here from freaking awesome. He's saying there were times when everyone thought that Bangladesh would compete with top test playing nations, but their growth is stagnant. But Afghanistan are improving a lot in recent years in white ball cricket. All right, Ishan, do you have any
Yeah.
comment on this?
Yeah, I think it's a fair point, Gagi. Obviously, Bangladesh would have been happy with that Pakistan Test series win, but again, Pakistan, like we've said in the past, haven't been the Pakistan side that we've known. So Bangladesh have had their ups and downs for sure. There have been moments where they've played some good cricket, but again, in my opinion, is that they've not managed beating bigger teams in a convincing manner too often. It's happened once in a while or once in a blue moon, which has been the result of this team possibly not prospering enough. And this is where that comment arises. And at the same time, Afghanistan team, Gagi, yeah, definitely. I mean, fantastic cricket all around. And we've seen them in that World Cup as well when I was there. And it was just shocking to see how well this team is playing. So Afghanistan cricket seems like they're hungry. You got the likes of Rashid Khan leading that troop as well. You got Nabi, who's also been that experienced player, who's helped in guiding a lot of youngsters. And a lot of youngsters as well coming through the ranks who are also playing in the IPL, Gagi, which is giving them a good experience and a good platform. So overall, I think Afghanistan cricket is definitely moving ahead and in the right direction.
Absolutely. And Shomik, now, do you think India will win? What do you think? What's your prediction for today?
I back them to win. I back them to win because if a couple of if Bangladesh lose a couple of early wickets, panic will set in, and India are a ruthless side. They will, I mean, they will not take any prisoners. But I'm just coming back to Bangladesh cricket, Gagi. That question was raised about Afghanistan. Afghanistan has been progressing in white ball cricket, all right. They don't play test cricket. Um, Bangladesh, see, Bangladesh, they have had their problems in the sense their approach, preparing pitches back home, which is not, I mean, their priorities all said and done. We have to take into account that it takes time. Bangladesh started playing cricket in 2000. They became a full member, and I covered their first test at Bangabandhu Stadium. Now, if you put things in context, India achieved test status in 1932. Their first win came at home against the second string England in 1952. That is 20 years. Their first overseas win came in 1967. That is more than 3 decades. Only in the 1980s, India started to make their presence there, global cricket. So it's a gradual process. It takes time because it's not an easy sport.
What about you, Ishan? You are backing India to win today?
Yes, I think I would say that this is going to be one fascinating test match, and all of us are going to be surprised by the end of it. So I think India is going to win, and I think Bangladesh will really be scratching their heads.
All right, so that's it. Everyone seems to think that India is going to, dominate once again and win this match. Thank you, Ishan and Shomik, for joining the show. We'll be back soon at tea, lunch, maybe if there
Lunch,
is a
tea,
lunch.
and post. Yeah,
If,
post day.
if there is a lunch, let's see.
That is
Let's see.
it.
Chalo.
There will
Let's
be a
see what
lunch,
happens.
yes.
Yes, there will be. And I'm just joking. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And to everyone who's watching, don't forget